What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and I am so happy to announce that Octavia, her deluxe skin, is now officially in-game, at least on PC at the moment. I'm not too sure how soon it's going to come to consoles, but I know that PS4 has just recently been updated to the Shrines of Eidolon, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is pretty much right around the corner. But here it is, looking fantastic. We have this crazy, in my opinion, like an infested, menacing, almost demonic-looking skin. I like the metallics on it. I didn't know if they were going to kind of go with like a flat, more skin texture or like a metallic. I mean, it is a Warframe, so it is kind of metallic, but you can see like the old Excalibur's kind of more of a flat coloration. But they ended up going with this just fantastic metallic looking color with a little bit of that flat colors for, like, you know, the chest areas, down the back neck, on her legs, and all sorts of stuff. And it looks so good. And even the like bladed type deals off her arms looks really, really cool in my opinion. The Sayandana, I'm not too crazy about. If I wanted to go with an infested look on this frame, I would probably choose one of the more infested Sayandanas. But I think it's okay. It is one of those more, like, solid Sayandanas, so it's not as, like, cloth-like. So, I don't know. I like it, but I don't know if this is going to be a common Sayandana I use. I could probably find a place for it, but at the moment, if I'm planning on gearing Octavia, like I said, to an infested style, and I'll probably remove this one for either the like the Apoxis Sayandana, or maybe even look for a Tenogen Sayandana to fit her a little bit better. But I think it looks good. I'm also going to try and color her uniquely in order to kind of fit that aesthetic as well. So these colors are going to change. But there you have it. Looking pretty good. Now the rifle skin is actually a Boltor skin, which caught me off guard. I thought it was just going to be a regular rifle skin. I'm not too crazy about it being tied to the Boltor, because honestly I wanted to use this skin with like a Synapse or something, because we got the new beam weapon updates and stuff like that. I thought this would look really cool, because think about, let's let her do her little dance thing real quick. Think about on the very tip of this rifle, in this kind of open area, where the giant bulge of electric current or corrosive current out of the Synapse, I think would have looked really cool out of this gun. Maybe I could ask DE politely to be like, hey, that little skin, I would love to have it on like a Synapse or something, you know, because it looks fitting. It looks fitting in my opinion. But anyways, it is what it is for now. One thing that I did kind of notice, and I'll jump into the arsenal real quick, is the coloration of the rifle. I think because the rifle is more of that flat texture and not this metallic texture, that the same color ended up actually being a lot lighter. So if you go into appearance and you just, instead of the default, you just copy the Warframe colors of her, it fits a little bit better. I think it's still a little bit off because, like I said, just the coloration, you know. Anyways, but we're gonna leave it like that real quick. But I'm actually going to, just for the ability to check out the way Octavia looks, is I'm gonna pull off the Sayandana real quick, and let's get a look at her backside. And that sounds a little bit awkward, but I mean, look at the circular deals on her back. That looks cool. I almost like her without a Sayandana, or like I said, the Apoxis Sayandana has a little bit of I don't want to say transparency, but it's got openings in the cape, or the drapey part, and you could probably still be able to see some of the detail put into the back. And of course, she's got this skirt looking deal, mini skirt looking deal, and you know, Octavia tush. I mean, Octavia tush. I don't know what to tell you. And it looks like she's even wearing... Anyway, we'll just leave it. Leave it at that. But that's such a cool skin. Like I said, I wanna kind of color it up and do my own personal colors. I felt like this tile set, you know, has a little bit of light in order to kind of check her out in some light and dark areas. And then, of course, jumping in to this infested-y looking area, she just fits. I think this fits pretty well. I think most people are gonna try and detail her to an infested look, which I think is gonna end up looking pretty fantastic. But I feel like people who want to make her edgy, want to make her like a darker, you know, like demonic looking frame, I actually think it's going to work really, really good too. So I'm going to leave it there. When it comes to her skin, there is a little bit of extra stuff that I think is important to cover. I did throw on, just because I thought if I got the detail, because I have to max this rapier out and then, you know, forge it. I kind of wanted to color this in her design, because I think this infested rapier would probably look pretty good on her. Or any of those infested Zaw weapons, so that's pretty cool. But let's jump out of this and jump right over to the Soma Cord. Because with this update, let's go down here to appearance in the Manticore. We have the basic one, but now in this update we have new instruments because, you know, the Maestra and a little bit more. So you can take any one of these instrument bass packs from the Horus set, in the percussion, the bass, the melody, wherever, and implement them into your Manticore now, which is pretty cool. I do have a Manticore tutorial if any of you are curious about that and want to learn how to do the Manticore. It's kind of a very basic thing just to kind of get you started, to get you thinking about how to make a song. You could also just copy other people's that they put out there in the chat and stuff like that. For instance, there are people that did, you know, Darude Sandstorm. I did one from Metal Gear Solid 3 from way back in the day, if you ever played it. It's when he's running through the sewers and jumps out, and then he meets the Sorrow. Anyways, cool. And then there's like this one. But that's that. There is also, last thing that is probably, it's kind of important, not important to talk about, but some of you guys may be curious. Now there's new emotes. I don't remember right off the bat which ones are the new ones. I believe this one is. Oh, it won't show us. Okay, let's go back to our arsenal, or our set real quick, because I want you guys to actually see the different emotes real quick. Let's go down here. Bam. And boop. Let's go down here to emotes. And then let's just swap up whatever. Degage. So it's kind of like a Hipsway dealio. The Cruiser, I think this is that new? I think that's new too. Because all of these are very like rhythmic type emotes. The Eclipse Phantom, the Glissade I think is also new. Could be wrong, but the Glissade, very rhythmic, very Octavia. The Maestro, I think, yeah, we already had that, but I think that came when Octavia first came out. Noble, kind of a little hippie deal, I don't know. Anyways, Manibus. So I haven't been in this emote section in a really long time, but I believe most of these are all new. I don't think the Poise is. Poise I think has been out for a little bit. Solstice, this I'm pretty sure is new. A little bit of a tap. You know those guys at the back of the club that are like, they don't want to go out there on the dance floor and actually dance, and they just want to sit back and tap and look at all the girls. Anyway, and then this I think is new too. So interesting, pretty cool. Just for the very end of the deal, you guys know when I show these things off, I like to go through and I like to just throw some random colors out there. Ooh, I like the glacial looking metallic. That looks pretty cool. I wouldn't really deal with the reds, that red that was in there, but I don't know. I don't know. Ooh.
All accounted for.
Alright. Kind of cool. Red. See, like, I could see some edgy red and black and demonic looking frames built out of this thing, because her helmet is just so demonic. Ooh, the magma. Oh, you could do like a magma. Ah. All right, guys, let's just keep. Oh, that looks good, man. In a real short amount of time, that white and purple, even the whites and grays, these bluish colors. I think there's a lot of good combinations. There's a lot of good stuff you could get out of this design. That's one thing that I look for in a skin, is how many unique skins or how many unique colorations am I gonna see of this skin out there? Because there are a few skins out there that you're like, at least for my taste, I'm like, a lot of these don't look good. A lot of these just don't look good. And you go out and you see a lot of very similar colors to some skins. But, I mean, that's where attachments come in. That's where you can kind of really make it your own. But this is one where I feel like if you go into the CDIS or you go into a relay, you'll find so many different variations of this skin, because I feel like a lot of these colors work good with especially the metallic pieces on it. It looks cool. It looks cool. Good job over at DE for pulling off another quality skin. It looks great. The Maestra Octavia skin. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to roll through a few more real quick. If there's any point where you see one that you think is great, feel free to pause the video and try to find as close of a copy as you can. I even like that a little bit. Some of the darker metallic pieces. I'd probably tweak the little brown part, but orange even looks good. Man, this thing looks great. I could see a lot of the purples and pinks and, you know, kind of colors on this, but if you go past that, oh, it's something like that. That's cool too. I don't know what to do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you guys again in the next episode of whatever. You can check out some Tension Spotlight in the outro. You can check out some Fashion Frame stuff in the outro. I would love to see you guys again in at any point. Anyways, until then, blow!